What's going on, guys? Duelim here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about how my Week 6 Cosmic Crucible went, and we're also going to be talking about my Week 7 defense, and I've got some curveballs thrown in there to really mess with some people. So if you're ready, let's get into it. All right, guys, as you can see, I did go 1-2 this week. So kicking off round number 1, we went against my arch nemesis, Jin Commander. I hate facing this guy. Room number 1, he had out of time with Quicksilver, and essentially it's just a big team. A little poor targeting here by me, so I got an 8340, but it's essentially Eternals, BTS for funsies, honestly. I put a Disrupt on Cap. Or I put a Disrupt on Quicksilver and then went from there, and then Eternals went boom. G19 Icarus did a lot of damage, and then I just Cap and Peggy just on the corners just lasted way too long. Cap can truly do this all day. Room number 2, I absolutely love this counter, and it's countering the room idea that I've had with the Bishop Phoenix, Nightcrawler, Sunspot, and Old Man Logan in room number 2. All it is you essentially throw in Cable here, and it makes Weaver go before Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler essentially gets stunned by Weaver, and then it's over. And then you get the Red Hulk special, you get the APOC ult, kills Old Man Logan, and it's a goner from there. It's a really great counter. We use this all week, honestly. Shout out to Pat Dim for that, by the way. Room number 3, I messed up and had issues. I've just been playing really dumb lately, honestly. My Titania deleted Forge. Forge got turn meter. Things happened. It was really unfortunate. You can see I lived through it on my second attempt. Room number 4, we had SD CGR going into a pretty big Spider Society, honestly. 2.7 million. 6 stars on all the new characters. 3 diamonds on Ghost. 2 diamonds on Noir, but G18. So this team is still very problematic, even without Black Knight. SD CGR still just getting through it, but not very cleanly. Room number 5, I had issues. I tried a Darkhold sack, and my Darkhold is just nowhere near big enough to pull this off. So Darkhold sack sucks. Then I knew Warriors did. That did absolutely nothing. And then I did an Undying Noir with Vol, and it lived through it with really bad turn efficiency, and this was my downfall here. So now keeping Infinity Watch on offense for sacks like this is really nice. Room number 6 came in with a Cabal team, and Cabal lost. So I got a really unfortunate rewind from Dakin. Dakin went pretty early and ended up rewinding Iron Patriot. Iron Patriot didn't get to take a turn. And then I did not kill Super Scroll immediately. Leader was not strong enough, so yeah, spend more money, obviously. And then I came in with a easy cleanup. Nova ulted turn 1, and it was over. But this room caught me off guard. It was pretty interesting. Room number 1 on defense, he used MOE North Star. He didn't mess it up, but I did. So good on him for using the North Star here. Was a you could use him as skirmisher. You'll see during the week I had issues with him pulling off revives. Use him as a skirmisher to make sure he gets the revives off of any Dormammu team. Room number 2, he used the same counter. Once again, I love this counter. It's so cool. It's so easy. It works great. Room number 3, he used an Invader sack, and then he did SD with BTS, and it was a nice 2-shot, honestly. So that worked really well. Room number 4, sacked again with Bifrost, came in with New Warriors, deleting this. The BK just useless after an exhaust, which is really unfortunate. Room number 5, Cabal Zemo into the Sasquatch. The pre-taunt Hive Mind Sus works really well. And then he came in room 6 and used Hive Mind with Kestrel, taking out the Venom, and this just does great things against this team, especially because it's a massive Hive Mind at almost 3.1 million with a Kestrel that's massive. So round 1 was a loss. Round number 2 going against Chaos the Sea, and he is in our Discord as well. Link down below in the description if you want some Cosmic Crucible help. This guy was a great sport. Room number 1, I used MOE North Star. It went really well. I'm really liking MOE North Star over MOE Doom because Doom just decides to fail me every single chance I get. And then I get to use Doom elsewhere, so that's nice for me. Room number 2, the same APOC, Tangled, Cable, Rolk comp. This works wonders. Room number 3, tried to one-shot it with the new hotness, and it did not work. And I think it's because I did not get more vulnerables on Doc Ock, and honestly, I think this can work if I have Doom as a skirmisher. I really think this can one-shot. This came really, really close to working. I only ended up killing Doc Ock, but if I didn't kill Doc Ock before he used his special, and I think I could have, and if I did, I think I would have won this because they wouldn't have regens, they wouldn't have more charges, and this team would be able to wipe it, honestly. It's pretty interesting. Came in with an SD cleanup. You see it didn't do the best, but it did okay enough. Room number 4, Invader's Sack, came in with New Warriors Guardian. I absolutely love Guardian as a 5th on New Warriors because he does things that just New Warriors don't. Offense up on spawn, defense down on any kills. I think Guardian is way better than Dagger in these fights here, so absolutely take Dagger out and put Guardian in. The offense up, again, is just ridiculously good. Room number 5, he used the same thing I have, the Sasquatch Hive Mind Sus, and then Cabal just lasers it. And then in room number 6, we had a Infinity Watch Quicksilver. I literally just used BTS Eternals and 2 big characters who like to ult turn 1, especially Wolverine with the extra damage and Nova with the permanent kills, so that worked pretty well. Room 1 for him, he used full MOE, taking out this. I did end up putting Sunspot in here and moving Dormammu to offense. I'm seeing Dormammu on offense is really, really nice, especially against massive spider societies when SD just can't pull it off. So I really like that. Room number 2, again, same combo. I ended up putting Panda Pool in here because I thought maybe there would be a reflexive taunt and Old Man Logan wouldn't be able to get punched, but it didn't work out that way. Room number 3, SD with CGR still beats Spider Society even though it has a Lizard in here. I really thought the Lizard was going to throw an issue into this fight, but it did not at all, honestly. SD still rolled it, which is just stupid, but it's crazy. I really thought the Lizard was going to change things, but it didn't. So experimental there, did not work. Room number 4, he came in with an Illuminati BTS sack. You see Illuminati, the 3 reworks, and then Shuri, because he bought Shuri on it, and also just the Iron Man commit of 2 diamond G18 as well. That's nutty. I really like that. And then came in with a New Warriors to clean it up, which just does work. And it's a Hive Mind BK, also is trying something new here. Room number 5, we had a Superior 6 with Sus. I was curious to see how this did. But Cabal with Doom still rolled it. It was pretty interesting. Doom got pushed really early. And then, yeah, just took Cabal on the ride. And then Vulture got a bunch of turn meter as well from people dying. So this worked really, really well. And then room number 6, he failed with a 2-piece Pegasus, so Kestrel, Iron Man, Infinity War, Nova, MLF, and Omega Red against a Black Order Quicksilver here. And then tried to throw in, and then came in back in with Eternals and just deleted it. So, unfortunately, I did lose that one by 20 points because of efficiency. Efficiency is key. But round number 3, going against Locke, we have room number 1. I tried to MOE Doom. Once again, I hate this fight, and it should have worked so easily because it's literally just Rogue, Gambit, and just 3 idiots. I don't know. I should have been able to do this. Pegasus cleaned up. It is what it is. Room number 2, I salvaged this. This was honestly the wrong team. I should have just used the Tangled Cable team, and it would have been way better here, so I didn't have to worry about anything. But this did not work great. I salvaged it just barely with APOC. As you can see, an 8344 is a terrible fight. Room number 3, we did an SD CGR on a pretty big Spider Society Dorm. Dorm is absolutely useless throwing in this team because SD is almost always going to go into it. So why would you throw Dormammu in here? SD is already going to take off revives. Really no point here. But it was a one-shot in A364. This fight went really, really well for me, honestly. Room number 4, Infinity Watch Sack. Again, this is what I was talking about before. This is why I have Infinity Watch on offense now. Infinity Watch Sack, and then coming in with a New Warriors, taking out the BK Superior 6. So yeah, this went way better because I had an Infinity Watch Sack, and they can take way more abilities out there. Take off way more charges from Green Goblin Classic because they take way more turns. So yeah, I like Infinity Watch Sack into this rather than Darkhold. Definitely worked better. Room number 5, we had the Preton Hive Mind Sus again. And then we've got the Cabal going into it. You're sensing a pattern here. We see Cabal just going into this every time, which is a good thing. And then room number 6, we had Infinity Watch Pav, and Pav literally deleted Spider Weaver, deleted I believe BTS, and then Icarus had defense down. Gamora ulted Icarus, and Icarus was dead. So I combat canceled, came back in with a Dormammu for the revives, and Pav once again deleted my characters. So if you're looking for a good Infinity Watch substitute here, if you don't want to put Quicksilver in here, you put the Pav in here. But again, you're losing Pav from Spider Society, and I think that's what made this team way worse as well. But I guess it's an option, but again, it's kind of a niche option. It makes your Spider Society way worse. So on defense, we had room number 1. He used full MOE into my Extreme with Rogue. Room number 2, same counter. Once again, this counter's making the rounds. He used Emma here, which was the wrong move, but it actually worked out in his favor because Dakin actually gave turn meter to Spider Weaver. If I did not have the Dakin here, he loses, because Emma does absolutely nothing to this team because Nightcrawler negates Emma because of his passive. So Emma did not work here turn meter wise, but Dakin was the reason why it worked because he did damage to them and gave them turn meter. And Dakin did not land anything because of APOC passive, so Dakin was kind of a waste here, unfortunately. I thought it would throw a little curveball, but it didn't. Room number 3, he did not clear this. He came in with a Doom Eternals Fury Coles. I don't know what he was trying, honestly. And then came in, combat canceled that. Then came in with Out of Time Mysterio. Don't know what that was. Then came in with an Undying Nova Doom. Still didn't work. Literally just couldn't clear this room. This is why I have Superior 6 on defense. Are they good on offense? Yes, they're incredible on offense. But are they nuts on defense? Absolutely they are. And it's just it's a necessary evil in my opinion. They are ridiculously good on defense. Keep them there. Room number 4, we have a sack with Bifrost and then a full SD coming in here. And SD did take a lot of turns. You see a 49 here, so not the best efficiency. Room number 5, he used a Dakin Cabal with Lizard going into the pre-taunt sus. And then room number 6 had issues with the Black Order Quicksilver once again. Couldn't Eternals Vulture it, even with a Kestrel and an Iron Man Infinity War as well. And then came in with a New Warriors cleanup. So I'll take this. This is getting me wins, which is really nice. So let's see what we got for my defense for week number 7. The final week. Let's see if we can go 3-0 and get me to that top 200 for the first time ever at end of season. All right, room number 1. We've got Extreme Rogue Black Knight, and it's in room number 1 because I have better things in room number 4, and I have better things everywhere else. So I'm putting this in room number 1. It seems that MOE has become the just shoe-in choice to beat, obviously, Extreme, except for me. I'm an idiot and can't make it work. So I'm throwing Black Knight in here to throw a little bit of a curveball because Black Knight with Spider Society does take some big teams, but I feel like this is also going to take a very, very big team as well. And Spider Society on its own can take a very big team. And I really, really like having Noir with that team, so that's why I'm keeping that there. But this room 1 is going to be Extreme with Black Knight and the Rogue here. And then we've got the turn meter from Forge and Cyclops here. We've got Gambit going into a possible stealth, so keeping Black Knight on an island, no chains over as well, which is nice. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be keeping here in room number 1. Coming into room number 2, that's right, we're keeping the exact same thing. And the reason why is because it's always soaking up APOC, and that's a good thing to always have to soak. It's also soaking up a speed character in Cable, and it's also soaking up Tangled. And that's not a bad thing at all. That's actually a really, really good thing. So I'm going to keep the exact same thing because of how much it takes to beat it. And it's honestly really only 2 characters on defense because the other 3 are pretty useless, honestly. Phoenix is useless, Bishop's useless, Sunspot has some uses, but he's usually replaced on Extreme anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm going to run here. It's the same thing I ran last week. There is a known counter to it, which you saw earlier, but guess what? It takes a lot of stuff off the board, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. So that's what I'm going to keep in room number 2. Coming in to room number 3, my last week, room number 5, I've decided that if this is going to get cabaled, I'm not going to waste the revives in room 3. I'd rather have the revives elsewhere. So we're going to keep the exact same room because this is going to soak Cabal, and it's just going to be in 3 where it's going to lose, but it's Gonna lose the exact same, but it's not wasting really good room rules that are room 5, where my another defense can do way better. So I'm gonna keep this in room number 3, because again, it's soaking Cabal, and I've got no problem with it. And room number 3 is honestly the worst room rules of the season, so why not waste it here? And then Cabal comes in here, beats it, and it is what it is. So we're going to keep this right here. All right, coming into room number 4. Nothing special, nothing crazy, but we are changing ISOs just a little bit, and it can throw some RNG at your opponent. So when you see this, you're going to see, oh yeah, I'm just going to SD CGR this, right? Right. But the problem is, changing some ISOs can really, really mess with that. I'm going to use Noir as a striker 5. And I'm going to use Peter B as a skirmisher 5. And the reason why is because if you even bring in a lizard here, this messes with the lizard comp. Because what happens is Noir will ult on lizard. Peter B has a chance to assist, and at skirmisher 5, he will remove all of those positive effects, and then the striker attack will just one-shot lizard. So A, you're losing efficiency, and B, you're immediately down your tank and your taunt. Now, if you're trying to SD CGR this, if Noir hits CGR with any of his turns, CGR is most likely getting one shot because of how big Noir is. You'll see my Noir is absolutely massive. 2 diamond, G19, striker 5. Those bleeds hit like a freight train. And then if you do get the assist from Peter B and the striker attack, CGR is probably dead. This also goes for probably Hard Light or maybe another character. This just brings some RNG one-shot possibilities to this team. And then also, if somebody is crazy enough to try to pull new warriors into this, I do have Gwen in between my Penny and my Pav. So you cannot rewind these folks here, and you will end up getting absolutely annihilated. New warriors does not do great here whatsoever. So this is going to be my room 4 team. Again, the striker on Noir and the skirmisher on Peter B is really going to mess with some folks. Trust me. Let's get in the next room. That's right, gents. We've got full Superior 6 in room number 5, and I was thinking to myself, why would I have the Hive Mind pre-taunt sus in here if Cabal's just going to end up rolling it and the revives really don't do anything for the team? So I'm going to throw Superior 6 in here so they can get the revives, and it makes this team way harder to sack and come back in. It also makes this team near impossible to one-shot as well if you're not bringing in something like a Cabal APOC or like a sus Doom in here. So this makes this room ridiculously strong. We also have Raider on these 3 here. And then we have Striker on Spider Slayer, Striker on Doc, because Doc has a buttload of health, which is really, really great. I'm almost positive I can show you his health, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's got 2.7 million health, so as a Striker, he's going to do a lot of damage with his health modifier there. Also, I just want to make sure there's not too many vulnerables going to waste with just Spider Slayer being Striker, so that's why we have good ol' Doc Ock as a striker. So this team is just nuts. You saw my defense. Somebody didn't clear it in round 3. It was a sack every time in round 1 and round 2. So this in room 5 is going to be ridiculously good because of the revives. SD cannot beat this because of the lizard. Now you could sack this and then SD it to take the revives off, but it's still not an easy fight because you have to have a really good sack to go in here, because if not, Green Goblin Classic can go turn 1 and just delete some people. So that's going to be my room number 5, gents. All right, gents, and room number 6, we've got Black Order with Quicksilver, and the reason why is because yeah, this room looks really deceptively tiny, doesn't it? 1.6 million. You're probably thinking, why? Why would you do that? That sounds stupid. But you'll see, these 3 characters is only 545,000 of the defense. So when you bring back Quicksilver and you bring back Thanos, they're over 1 million of this defense. So it's just them 2 and 3 Chuckle Nuts. But the 3 Chuckle Nuts make the 2 that actually do damage way better. Proxima has an RNG stun turn 1 if they don't have dodge, so that's going to be really, really good. Also gives those positive effects to Quicksilver because of the room rules, spreading positive effects. Ebony Maw ults turn 1, but guess what? His ult does max health % damage, and it's not his own max health, it's the enemy's max health. It also rewinds turn meter. It also puts slow out there. And all of that stuff will be just great and is not stat dependent. Now you're thinking, Cole, but he's a tank. He should be tanky. No, but guess what? If he drops low or dies, he gives Thanos more turn meter. And then that just means Thanos gets to his ult or gets to his snap that much faster. Also, when Proxima inevitably dies turn 1, gap placement. We have the possible reflexive taunt next to a big character in Quicksilver. So he's got that 50% health passive trigger where he clears all the negative effects and pulls out a Scarlet Witch as well. So this team just catches people off guard. You saw in my round 2 and round 3 when I used it, both people had to 2-tap it. So that's why it's a really good room to have, a really good team to have in room number 6. Now, what you can do is, if you purchased Shuri or you cored Shuri like I did, I do suggest throwing Shuri into room number 6. Anywhere. Any room number 6 you have. I'm not saying throwing it in with Black Order. I'm not saying put it over Quicksilver because I actually don't know if that's a good idea. But Shuri spawns with speed up. Shuri has 133 speed. She will ult turn 1 in room 6 as well. She will not special. Her ult does a trauma, ability block, all that good stuff on primary and adjacent. So it is a great RNG person to throw in here. Maybe if you want to throw like a Spider Society, Black Panther Shuri over Noir in here is a great option. Or if you just want to throw in a Clown Fiesta room, throw in like Shuri, Quicksilver, and 3 other big characters. Maybe if you don't want to use Vulture on offense, throw Vulture in here for a turn 1 rewind. If they're bringing in any heroes, he's going to go way faster. You can throw in a really, really annoying room in here if you don't have a big Black Order. So I wanted to give you guys that kind of option. And that goes with pretty much any other room as well. Shuri on defense is ridiculously good. And she will target a controller with her special as well. And put an ability block and slow on that controller. Even if there's a taunt out there, even if there is a stealth out there, it doesn't matter. And she gets extra focus for it as well, if I'm not mistaken. So you could make a case for putting Black Panther Shuri in room number 1, because then Moonstone's going to get controlled and then you have issues. But you're also giving MOE speed up. But I'm just giving you guys options here. I want you guys to have as many options as possible. So if you did purchase Shuri, that is a great option to throw out there. But I don't want to just make it so I'm showing you my defense and it's like, well, Shuri, I don't have Shuri. That's why I'm not throwing Shuri on my defense here that I'm showing you guys, so you guys have options. But it is something to consider. But that's going to be it for my room number 6 defense. All right, gents. That's my defense for week number 7. That's going to be the last week that we are doing this, and then we got new room rules coming out. We also have the second Envoy tournament on Thursday, July 11th. I went super country there. Thursday, July 11th, so please don't forget to come out to that one. I will be live on Twitch. The link is down in the description below. It is at 12 p.m. West Coast, 3 p.m. East Coast. And you know your boy is keeping that crown. Dorky's going to rage. Updog's going to have too many voices in his head. Boomer's just going to be having a great time. And guess what? Everybody else is just going to get donkey stomped. That's right. So until next time, this has been Doolum. Later, y'all.